Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you're listening from. I want to welcome you once again to Tricks TV, and I hope you've been enjoying our content. And if in case you've been enjoying it, please like, subscribe, and also share this video to your friends. Okay, so this evening we'll be talking about the Finance Ministry of Nigeria, where there have been some recent changes. So on Tuesday, we all heard the news that has to do with that involved the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, who has just been appointed or nominated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the new Finance Minister for State. So he's going to be replacing Dr. Doris, who has been redeployed to another ministry. All right, so now why that looks like the news, what many don't know or what many may not know is that the big news is that Taiwo Oyedele may eventually become the finance minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the position that Wale Edun currently occupies. Now, that would also mean that Wale Edun may be dropped before 2027 election as the finance minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why this? Many know that Wale Edun has been a loyalist of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They've been together all the way. Wale Edun has been with Tinubu for a very long time, and it may look somehow that you would be dropping him for someone else. But one thing we need to know is Nigeria is a very big project, and 2027 election will be coming up in January 2027. All right, so we are just months away from the election. So the president would not want to risk his friendship, or would not want to risk his second term for his friendship. No. Now, there are some reasons Wale Edun may be dropped as the Minister of Finance for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Number one, health challenges. Now, we are all aware that there have been rumors of Wale Edun being medically unstable. Just few months back, I think on Sahara Reporters and some other news organizations, it was reported to have gone to UK, or London or France for medical attention. Although the news was denied by the presidency, they said he actually went there for some official assignments. But then we all know that that may not be far from the truth, because ever since, Wale Edun has not really been active like he should be in the ministry. He handles a very, very sensitive ministry, but then he has not been doing so much in the ministry. And this is why some months ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ordered that some of the duties in the office of the finance minister of the country should be transferred to that of the state minister, which is a junior office compared to the one that Wale Edun occupies. It is very, very abnormal that the duty of a senior minister would be transferred to a junior minister. That just shows that the senior minister may actually not be in the right frame of mind to carry out his duty. So this is one of the reasons Wale Edun may be dropped, because of his health. He may need time. He may be dropped so that he can have time to take care of himself medically. Secondly, there may be clashes between Wale Edun and Taiwo Oyedele if they both work together, in that capacity, with Wale Edun being the boss and the Taiwo Oyedele being the junior minister. There may be some kind of clashes. Taiwo Oyedele is not a small fish. He is not a small fish at all. Likewise, Wale Edun is not a small fish. They are both big fishes, and there will definitely be clash of interest between them. I really don't think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would want to have that kind of thing around his presidency. He would definitely not want to have that kind of stuff coming up around his presidency. So Wale Edun, it may be very difficult for Taiwo Oyedele to work under Wale Edun, right? Especially for the fact that most of the duties will be carried out by Taiwo Oyedele, due to the fact that some of the duties of that office, of Wale Edun's office, has been transferred to the office of the state minister, who is a junior minister. So, you know, there may be issues. There may be issues. So, in order to avoid that, Wale Edun may actually be dropped as a finance minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria before 2027 election. Now, another reason Wale Edun may actually be dropped as a finance minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is efficiency. Now, Wale Edun occupies a very sensitive office, just like we said earlier on. Now, occupying such office means that you need to be up and doing when it comes to fiscal policies, when it comes to things that has to do with the economy. Nigeria economy is very unstable. I mean, yeah, it's very, very unstable at this point. All right. The inflation, the monetary policy, a whole lot of things that we need an active finance minister for. An active finance minister would be coming up with ideas at this point in time, would be coming up with ways through which Nigeria can come out of all these economic challenges smoothly without having to hurt ourselves. But if we have a senior minister who is not all that capable because of his personal struggles, then the president would definitely not want to have that kind of thing around him. The president at this point needs someone who would sit down with him, talk to him, give him ideas on how to salvage the situation, the economic situation of the country. And when people see that, it is Taiwo Oyedele that does that always, people start raising questions that what's happening to Wale Edun, who is supposed to be the senior minister, then he's not even coming around to do this, to do that, and all of that. So there will be, people will raise questions. And when those questions start surrounding the presidency, it's definitely going to affect the presidency of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a negative way. So the president may actually drop Wale Edun. Another reason is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually needs a finance minister that can walk up to the media and appear in interviews, speak with serious facts, all right, speak convincingly to people. Now, we have seen Taiwo Oyedele do a lot of that. I mean, we know how he single-handedly preached the gospel of tax reforms, even when people were trying to be misinformed about it. He never stopped. He was going from one TV station to another, from one place to another, preaching the gospel of the tax reforms. And before it now became something that everyone accepted. I don't think we've seen Wale Edun talk, in public like that. We've not seen him appear on television stations like that to talk about some of the reforms that his ministry has done to ensure that Nigeria finishes in good faith when it comes to economy. President Bola Ahmed need that. And we can't have a junior minister being the face of the finance ministry. No, it can't work because people will raise questions. So because of that, definitely President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would be dropping Wale Edun as the Minister of Finance before 2027 election.